For this experiment you're going to need a lot of equipment. Firstly, collect and put on your safety specs. Then you'll need ammonium hydroxide, methyl orange, a conical flask, a white tile, a measuring cylinder, an evaporating basin, a funnel, small beaker, so some sulfuric acid, this piece of equipment which is called a burette. Be very careful with it, don't poke anybody. You'll need a clamp stand, so you'll need the clamp and the stand and the boss to attach them together. You'll need a gauze, a tripod, a mat, and you'll need a Bunsen. Follow your instruction sheet carefully. First activity is to add 20 centimetres cubed of ammonium hydroxide into the conical flask. In order to measure the correct amount, I'm going to get down to eye level. Pour that and then add to the conical flask. Put that to the side, I might need it again later, and then add 1 or 2 drops of methyl orange indicator. Now in order to stir, just going to gently swill to get that colour throughout. I'm going to place that on a white tile in order that I can see the colour. Next, I need to set up my burette. So I'm going to use an edge of the table that doesn't have a chair. I'm going to add my clamp to my stand, turn the clamp horizontally so that I may attach the burette. Now I'm just going to do this eye level to be safe. Now you won't be able to see from there, but I'm going to make sure that the tap on my burette is horizontal so that the liquid does not flow through. That will allow the liquid to flow through. Horizontal means it can't. Top of the burette at eye level. Now I will take my sulfuric acid. The burette, if you look at the burette, will take 50 centimetres cubed of liquid. So I'll put some into my small beaker, up to approximately 50 centimetres cubed. Don't want to have the whole bottle at my eye level. Use the funnel and then carefully add the sulfuric acid until it reaches the top of my burette. Because they're not very accurate. If I find that I manage to put too much in over the zero, then I can always pour some out at the bottom, back into the beaker. I just need a drop more. I'm trying to get my eye level. It's too much. I will raise the burette. Take that out. Put the beaker underneath and then twist the tap. so the meniscus is just on 0. Go. Put that to the side. I've set up mine slightly to the side so that you can see. You would have it orientated towards you. Now I've positioned my burette above my conical flask. I'm going to need 2 hands for this. I'm going to swill my conical flask as I allow the sulfuric acid to pour out of the burette. I'm looking for a colour change. Continuing to swill. I can start to see that colour change. Swill it. It's there. I can control, using the tap, a lot of liquid to pour in, or just a few drops. Do it a drop at a time. As I start to see the pink colour appearing, you may want to slow down the flow and just have a drop at a time. Now we've all turned pink, and switch it off. Stop the tap from flowing, and then I will read how much of my acid that I've used and write that down. Now what we need to do is make the salt with the correct amount of sulfuric acid, but without the indicator in it, because we don't want pink fertiliser. Now we need to repeat the experiment, but this time we're not going to use the methyl orange. Put that to the side. Going to use the ammonium hydroxide and measure 20 centimetres cubed. Put it in my conical flask. Try not to inhale it. Going to use my burette again. I may want to top it up, in which case I need to move it to the edge of the desk. Move it down. Put the funnel in the top. And pour enough sulfuric acid in it to top it right back up to 0. Put it back up again. Move my equipment. Now this time, instead of watching the colour change, I need to watch the level of the liquid and just make sure that we reach the same level. The water's going down very quickly, but I can turn the tap back to close to horizontal to slow it down. Get close to where I need to be. Swirl it a little to mix it in. And we'll slowly, drop by drop, to reach my exact level. Now, swirl it round to make sure it's mixed. So now we know that our alkali and our acid have properly neutralised, so we should have in there a water and a salt created, and that salt will be our fertiliser. Add this neutral solution to an evaporating dish, and then we can discard and take to the washing up all of the other equipment, the measuring cylinder, the conical flask, the white tile, empty the acid out of the burette, and we can take our chemicals back to the trolley. Now I'm going to take my neutral solution, it's in my evaporating dish, and I'm going to evaporate off most of the water. do that, I need to light my Bunsen. I'm making sure that the hole is closed. Use one hand to turn the tap, the other hand to light the Bunsen. Gentle blue flame and heated. Still got my glasses on. I'm not going to sit down, I'm going to stand, make sure one of my pair, just me, is going to stand here and watch this experiment throughout, waiting until a good proportion of the water has evaporated away. After that's managed to evaporate, I'm going to take a new beaker and a funnel that I've rinsed out from before, and I'm going to filter what's left of the mixture. To do that I need to fold the filter paper in half, fold it in half again, then 3 on one side, 1 on the other, and pop it into the funnel. Then what little mixture I have left, hopefully the evaporating dish is cool enough, I will pour through allow it to drip down so that I have the crystals remaining behind. There are a lot of steps in this experiment, but if you follow the instruction sheet, you'll get there.